Happy Kwanzaa Day 5. Nia. I'm gonna go backwards because I skipped all the other days too with recording. So, but let's start with today. Nia, or purpose. So the focus on purpose encourages us to look within ourselves and to set personal goals that are beneficial to the community. This Kwanzaa season, I've been kind of maybe like not formally, like informally kind of working on these community aspects in my life. It just kind of came full circle that, a lot of my goals have become social goals for my social life. A lot of people know, I was in San Diego for a really long time, came back to LA where I was originally living. In my mind, it was going to be a quick and dirty, come to LA, get a different job, move back to San Diego real quick with a better job and ability to afford more. Little did I know that I would be working on so much other stuff and have a full year to work on my physical and mental health and, in addition to career goals and training and, all kinds of stuff, getting certifications and things. I've done a lot in a year. But with that, I've neglected some of the social aspects in my life. And it's kind of gotten to the point where it's like I've been prioritizing having money. I'm not like some rich person or like super well off or anything, but I've been prioritizing saving money and avoiding spending money, to have like social experiences and like social experiences and I guess like meetups with friends and my sense of community has definitely changed. I mean, it's not like I don't have friends, but I've kind of, during this year, I've never had a year like this where I've been kind of more concerned with money than community, lifestyle, and friendships and things like that. I think I know maybe not a deep reason why, but the job opportunities that I currently have that make me money are a little tedious and not fulfilling because I'm kind of in this transitional period where it's like I know how to make money, so I just go do what I got to do to make money. But I don't like it. I don't find it fulfilling. It's not interesting. The pay isn't good. So I'm like, okay, every time I want to hang out, now I got to go work more to have more money to be able to hang out. So it's not been appealing to me to hang out because I don't really like the work I'm doing that I have to do so that I can hang out. It's not really hourly pay. It's kind of gig-based work. So it's kind of a lot of effort going into stuff. There's a lot of effort going into different parts of my days when I want to work versus like, okay, if I don't socialize or go out, Basically, it's like, what do I have to pay? My car insurance, my website, I have to pay YouTube. I pay, like there's small little things I have to pay every month, gym membership, things like that. But, if I want to go out, then it's like, now I got to have money for the gas. So I got to do more gigs. And now I got to have money for dinner. So I got to do more gigs. And now I got to have money for whatever else, just like the trip out of town or whatever it may be. The more I want to do stuff and hang out and socialize, the more I have to do gigs that I don't really find fulfilling or interesting. It's just like money for gigs for the sake of making money. And it's just kind of not my vibe. Even before, when I had a job that I didn't really fully, I did like it, but towards the end I was like, I'm done with this. And today is officially my anniversary of my last day at that job. So I've been officially now 1 year out of that job, working for mental health. And in this year, I've definitely been able to improve areas of my mental health, improve areas of my physical health, even though this month of December is not kind of improving. It's more December is kind of like a setback month a little bit, just because of COVID and an injury, so that is annoying. But at the same time, it's like I'm getting way more rest, so maybe I'm like, okay, my body is kind of setting me up for a boost of energy that I'm gonna need that otherwise I wouldn't have had, because I would have been running myself ragged this month, because that was the plan for December, was go hard, so but that's kind of my general experience for this, looking back at this last year. December 30th was my last day of work at that place. It was the big decision to, I guess September of 2022 was the big decision to start into a new career, but December of 2022, the last working day was actually, it was a Friday last year. This year it's a Saturday. So last year it was the last weekday of the year before the New Year's Eve holiday. So I just basically am not doing too much this month, because I've been kind of stuck laying down a lot because of COVID symptoms and because of back pain. So I'm not really out doing gigs, and so I'm like, okay. So, but I've had a lot of, excuse me. I like time and energy to reflect on things, because I haven't been distracted, can't go anywhere, can't do anything. So I'm like, just lay here, learn stuff, record stuff, think about stuff, nap, eat, like I'm really not a loungy type of person. I really don't like lounging all day. That's not really my vibe, but I don't really have an option right now. So for the last few weeks, it's just been forced, and my body's forcing me into this rest. And more, I'm like realizing with just this month of being able to reevaluate things, because I've had plenty of time to reevaluate things. That just sitting and thinking about all this stuff, I'm like, yeah, I've definitely been hesitant to kind of make a community lifestyle for myself. And a lot of that stems from not really wanting to be involved with certain types of people that I've kind of, gotten away from. So I decided, let's start easy, make more plans with people that I already know want to hang out, and I've already got that in the works. And then, it's already planned. I've got quite a few plans already with some people, but I'm kind of like, okay, there's kind of this type of religious community people that I've known in my past, and I'm like, they're kind of, I don't know if they're judgmental, but I know they're attached to judgmental types of thinking and, places in society where people are kind of like that. So I'm trying to be careful with who I'm building community with. And so as far as looking within myself, that's definitely what it's looked like, especially this month of December. I've done those worksheets for the ones I've been posting about the boot camp and finishing up the 4 agreements. Eventually we'll almost be there. And then just a lot of reflection. A lot of the personal goals are just coming from having a lot of time to evaluate kind of what I value and what I'm kind of willing to kind of add that I'm kind of lacking, and things that are beneficial to the community. I haven't really done like community volunteer work and stuff like that necessarily. I feel like podcasting, to some extent, it helps me and it helps other people. That's kind of my goal with it. I kind of do consider, okay, what is it that people seem to kind of be gravitating towards, and not for my own gain. It's more like, if you guys seem to kind of want to listen to this stuff, then I want to record about it. And I feel like it's beneficial. I hope it's beneficial. People seem to tune into it, so I'm just making the assumption that people aren't tuning in because they're pissed off and don't want to listen to it. To me, that would be weird, but, I try not to be too negative, even though I know, I also have to honor my own reality. And my mind is not always in like the most positive space. I can't like fake the funk, so you guys get to know if I'm kind of like not in like the most chipper of moods, but I've been in decent spirits regardless of all the pain and struggles of December. I've actually it's almost been a blessing, but that's one thing, is trying to use the pods to be beneficial to the community, the multiple types of communities that I post to, because they're sectioned out into different types of topics, different kind of niches, and some of them some episodes I post to multiple podcasts because I feel like it overlaps. And some of the stuff I kind of just only post in certain places. Like the entrepreneurial stuff, I only really post on Game and Compute because I feel like people don't really want to hear that all over the place. But sometimes I do like these overlap ones, like these types of episodes, or the boot camp ones and stuff like that. Like when it's kind of more on the mental health and like, self-development, personal development kind of level. I try to post that to all of them almost. But that's kind of how that's looked for me. That's how Nia has looked for me. And So let me put some reflection questions. What are you kind of doing for this day 5 Nia? How are you incorporating purpose to benefit the community, or any communities or different communities that you're a part of? How are you looking within yourself? What has that been like? What are the struggles you're having with it? If it's not something you're actually looking within, what are your personal goals? If you don't know how to set personal goals or anything like that, check out some of the boot camp episodes if you haven't checked them out yet. It'll kind of get you into a plan of how to set goals for yourself. If you're not really good at looking within, check out some of the 4 Agreement episodes. They mostly teach you how to look within, about the judgment within ourselves, and how to kind of deal with, deconstructing kind of a lot of stuff that we've learned that just doesn't suit us when we're trying to move forward. There's a lot of things that get attached to us throughout our lives, and then we end up not really being too good to ourselves, not really having compassion for ourselves, having like a very negative internal dialogue, this negative self-talk. We judge ourselves, we criticize ourselves. The book really teaches, how to look inward and heal ourselves, and it even focuses on, spirituality and a higher power. It doesn't deny that. It's not really like you're the only one who can do it or whatever. It takes other approaches too, so it might be interesting for a lot of people. It's based on a Toltec culture, and a lot of people seem to find it valuable. People that I have as friends who have read it find it valuable, and I found it valuable. So yeah, Nia, have a happy day 5, with your own purpose, and hopefully you can, find either a way to continue with purpose or to develop a new purpose. It's kind of up to you where you feel like you're being called to look at for yourself. I've given my examples, but everyone's life isn't going to look like mine, thankfully. I love my life, but we can't all be doing the same thing all the time. We all have our own different paths to follow our own different interests and passions to lean into. And we all have to make sure that we're balancing all of that as much as we possibly can to have the strength to even do all these things. This month isn't the strongest month for me as far as physical ability, going to the gym, exercising. I'm not able to physically do a lot, and I'm not used to this. I'm usually not spending a month unable to kind of do things, physically. It's not like I go to the gym every day, but I could exercise every day. That's not an impossible thing. I'm not used to having things that take me out for weeks and weeks at a time, to the point where I'm usually it's my own choice to be lazy. It's not me lounging around because I literally, have an injury or an illness or something. Usually that's not the case. So this is a whole experience that I'm in a way glad to have, because I know it's temporary. Like the COVID stuff, mostly that's over with. The back stuff is definitely healing. Everything takes time. Healing takes time. And, I have the ability to take the time. I'm not forced to, like, go out and work and grind while I had COVID or while I'm, like, physically in pain. I'm not forced to, like, have to go do that so I can eat. Like, I can rest. And as much as I look back on the purpose that I had before this year, before 2023 and coming into 2024, which is kind of a new purpose being like kind of coming up. When I was working in the mental health field until the end of 2022, that was mostly my purpose. That's how I was benefiting the community, was giving of myself, my energy, my time, my, compassion, my emotional intelligence. And it was draining, but a rewarding kind of draining. But I gave of myself because it's kind of like, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but it's like I've always known that I've had like a gift socially with people. So I used it for work for like 7 years, paid work, using those skills. And then this last year I've been kind of developing other skills, and I'm like, I can see how I can benefit community with my social skills in these other ways that can reach more people with all the skills I'm learning for online and sales and marketing and things like that. I can use my skills more. Now, these episodes, as we all know, are far from perfect. They're very much raw, unpolished, unedited. I say what I'm saying. Sometimes I'm rambling off topic. Sometimes I'm driving. A lot of times I'm driving. Sometimes I'm just chilling outside. Sometimes I can't record things on time. I'm still not in an ideal living situation where I can just record. And because of these weird injuries and stuff, I can't even easily just go out to the car. So it is what it is, and I'm trying to take an approach, because I know that, many people would love to be laying in bed for like 4 weeks, almost 4 weeks, many people need that. And that's kind of, when I look at my life at this moment, I'm like, that's kind of what I see. I'm like, I can name many people that could benefit from 4 weeks of rest. Now, resting while you're sick or resting while you're injured, that's not the same exact as like rest completely from work or school and stuff like that, like when you're not ill. But it is a kind of rest, that a lot of people can't really afford to get. Their jobs don't pay them to take days off. They can't take days off. They have to keep working. Maybe the debt is out of control. Maybe they are to the wire with their finances and they can't really take days off, and they're working more than they can even, do for their health, but they're doing it anyways. And I've been there. I've done that before. But at the end of 2022, that's when I decided to make the decision to not do that anymore. Because I knew that my purpose was changing. And it's been hard to be patient with this new purpose in this transitional year of 2023. But, I'm optimistic, So, we'll leave this recording here. I'm going to do a backlog of days 2, 3, 4. like I said, unpolished, raw. I'm not professional with podcasting. I don't have like soundtracks. I don't have guests really. I would love to have guests and a lot of other interaction and stuff, but I haven't really gotten to that point. It's kind of like an audio journal sort of, but one that I know that people are gonna listen to. So it's not really like ultra personal, but I put a lot of myself into these recordings. I try to make it valuable and authentic. I try not to BS my way through things, and it gives me a lot of insight into my own life as well, because I'm like, when I hear myself saying it out loud, I'm like, ooh, I need to change that, or like, I'm sounding really negative all the time, like, man, like, I need to like stop talking about that and like maybe take a different approach to it, like it kind of helps me. And even socially, it's like I don't want to be coming across as like a Debbie Downer or like a negative Nancy, or like you tune in to like, listen while you're shopping. Somebody on one of the podcasts emailed me. It made me so happy. They were like, I was shopping and I was listening to this episode. It was like some episode about something, and I was like, that made me so happy. I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know that I got you through your shopping trip. I don't know what you guys do while you listen to these things. Maybe you're trying to sleep. Maybe you're trying to drive. Maybe you're waking up in the morning, getting ready. Maybe you're, I don't know. There's like 20 things you could be doing. Maybe you're just sitting there listening. Maybe you're not, but I'm pretty sure you don't come here for negativity and drama, and you can go everywhere for that. I feel like maybe people like some of the insights into things. Maybe people like the stories. Maybe people like the relatability to different people from like who grew up in maybe like a high demand religion, or from different ethnic minority backgrounds and other types of, minority status backgrounds. Maybe people just like to follow up because they've been listening for a while now. We're going to be going on, I don't know, is it really going to be 4 years? I started podcasting in 2020, but I don't remember the exact dates for everything. But I started podcasting in 2020. So I don't know when we're hitting the 3-year mark, when we're hitting the 4-year mark. Like, I'm not always good at recording every day. I would love to record on every podcast every day, but I'm scattered. I have trouble focusing, and I've had so much flexibility of my own time in this last year that it's even harder to focus. And then lately in this last month, I haven't even been waking up at my early hours at like 5:30 or 6 something in the morning a lot of the times. So things have changed a little bit. I'm going to have to get into a groove once I'm able to do that in 2024, but I'm going to post the other recordings about Kwanzaa, and, hopefully they're valuable to you guys and can get you through your holiday. And if it's your first time celebrating, hopefully this is interesting for you. A nice holiday approach. It's not a biblical holiday. It's not a religious holiday. It's not a commercialistic, capitalistic holiday. It's just a very reflective, communal holiday. And, it's a relatively new holiday, too. It's not like ancient, technically, at least not as we celebrate it in the United States. It's not ancient. So, do good for yourselves. Focus on your purpose. Now you have some method to kind of go by if you don't know how to do it. The methods that I talk about aren't the only methods on the face of the planet. There's plenty of variations of things. But I'm here to give you a version of methods that you can try. Try new things. Even if you've done it before, it's going to be a new year. You can do it again. So tomorrow's going to be New Year's Eve. Hopefully everybody's, I don't know. Hopefully everybody's cool with it. It's coming, whether or not we want it to. We can't really stop this cycle of what the moon and sun are doing and the planets and everything. We're coming up on it, and time's moving fast. I was telling some friends, I'm already scheduling for, things that are going to happen in March, in April, in May, and I'm thinking, man, I'm trying to, just, I need to do some budgeting tomorrow and, really buckle down and see, how much money I need for every month for all these, different kind of trips and plans and stuff. I need to really, organize myself, because I'm, not really too organized with some stuff right now. So all right, guys, let's end the recording here. I'll be posting the other days' backlog recordings because I think the topics are important, and we're gonna go from there. Happy Kwanzaa, Nia, day 5.